You are listening to CrossTalk, a safe place to discuss addiction, recovery, harm reduction, and everything in between. Support for this podcast comes from the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort and Advocates of Recovery. Content and production by the team at Turning Point Recovery Community Center. Now, buckle up and get ready for the show.
Oh, hey, welcome to CrossTalk Recovery, the recovery podcast that supports all forms of recovery. I'm Matt Lewis, and I'm here with
Michelle Fonda,
Amanda Wiersma,
Sarah Tinsley.
Hey guys, this is going to be fun. We've had some serious podcasts lately, which is a good thing. You know, that's what we're trying to do, inform and educate and inspire. But we're going to try to have a little fun one today. These are the ladies I get to work with. I'm very blessed to be able to work with these ladies. Michelle is kind of new, and Amanda's very new here, and neither one of them have been on the podcast yet. Sarah's an old bag. She's been here for...
Old news. Old bag, you say. Okay, all right.
No, we have fun. I give them a hard time a lot, but we have a good time. And so today I told them to come up with 3 questions. One recovery related, one personal, and one kind of fun, silly one. And we're all going to ask each other these questions, kind of get to know each other a little better, have fun, talk about it, joke. I'm looking forward to it, for real. So, who wants to go first?
I will.
All right, Michelle, can you lean in a little to your mic?
Okay. So my personal question is, what do you believe your strengths and weaknesses are?
Oh,
that's a good one.
Okay, who wants to? I'll answer that first. My strength is that I think someone pointed out today, I'm chill, man. I'm pretty easygoing.
Chill.
You know, I don't let too much bother me, and try to just stay in a positive attitude. My weakness is, let's see,
don't have
so
any.
No, I mean I think maybe I'm shy, and sometimes it's hard for me to do my job here, but I try to look at it like that's a fear that I have to face and grow through. So. And I'm working on that every day.
Huh. I can see that because when I worked at Centerpoint, I hadn't even talked to Matt until I started working at Turning Point, really.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I hardly talked at all through the whole program.
That is so hard for me to believe.
No one asked me to peer mentor, and I just made the decision, and everyone was shocked by it. You're going to peer mentor? But, yeah. So what do you got?
Weakness, public speaking in front of crowds, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Strengths, I am not shy. I am extremely outgoing and don't really meet.
Don't those contradict each other?
A stranger. Well, yeah, I guess they do. But yeah, public speaking or fear of speaking in front of people is definitely.
Well, that was one of mine, and that's why I made the decision to peer mentor, because I was like, I have to, if I'm going to be sober now, I have to learn how to talk to people, communicate without the use of drugs and alcohol, and face that fear. Yeah.
Sure. What about you, Amanda?
Well, I believe one of my best strengths is being positive. I try to maintain a positive attitude no matter what. So positivity, definitely. Yeah. And my weakness would probably be saying no. I have a hard time saying no to people.
People pleasing.
I'm a people pleaser.
I got that one too.
Yeah.
Character defect.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with you about you are literally one of the most positive people I have ever met.
I try to
love
be.
it.
Yep.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great way to be.
Thank you.
All right, Amanda, why don't you ask? Which one did you ask? Your
The personal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Whichever one you want, I guess.
Okay. I will ask a recovery question.
Okay.
What was the biggest challenge you faced in your recovery, early on?
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay. My biggest challenge was rebuilding those relationships with my children and my family. It was almost like pride wanted to hold me back, to be able to admit that, hey, I messed up. And those hard conversations early in recovery, hey, I messed up. I want to mend things with you. Yeah, it was really, really tough. That was the toughest part of my recovery for sure.
I can relate to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Okay,
Somebody else go.
Biggest challenge early in recovery. Well, I always just think about like, you know, it was a struggle being there and wanting to be there for a long time, even though I chose to go there. But it was like when I first graduated, the first thing I faced was like learning that I really had to control my emotional sobriety and not set expectations on other people, because that almost messed me up right away. And but I was able to use the tools I was given and recognize it and catch myself before anything bad happened. And I learned a lesson through it, you know, and now I'm better at noticing it and keeping it in check, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, I think I'm ready. I think mine would be dealing with any kind of pain, like physical, emotional, any kind of discomfort, really, because I always just killed that and numbed it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, dealing with any kind of anxiety, being sick, any kind of pain, having to do that sober without some sort of aid there probably was mine.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I struggled with that as well.
Yes.
see that. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. You want to know something? My biggest issue with meetings is, despite their name, they're never about me. Here at Turning Point, all of our meetings are for you and about you. We have meetings at least 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We are located at 415 Broadway, Paducah, Kentucky. Call 270-444-3621 for more information.
Hey, y'all. Did you know it's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland because they get lonely? Here at Turning Point, we don't want you to ever be lonely either. That's why we are open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Always feel free to come hang with our friendly staff, and don't forget your guinea pig. We're located at 415 Broadway Street, downtown Paducah.
What you got, Sarah? Ask a question.
What are you most afraid of?
Well, most afraid of. That's you know,
Nothing. Yours is obviously nothing.
I mean,
right?
like, look, when I did my 4-step and had to write down my fears, I was like, I'm not afraid of anything, because when I got to recovery, I didn't even want to be alive anymore, so I wasn't afraid of death, so I looked like I wasn't afraid of anything. But as you work that step, you look at that and you're afraid of almost everything, and that's what's caused your behavior. And to try to cover that up with all the things we do. Right. But I guess that, like, biggest fear would probably be going back to where I was, you know, because I made it out of that feeling of not wanting to be alive anymore, and now I'm on this side of it, and I love being alive, and I love
the thought
life.
of going back
and
is terrifying.
to go back to
Sure.
that feeling like that again, and letting down everybody else, my family and myself, you know, that's probably my biggest fear today.
Yeah.
But that's why I stay so vigilant in my recovery, you know, and
Absolutely.
realize it's a
Right.
daily thing that I have to maintain.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know yet.
okay.
Okay, I'll go. My biggest fear, well, for one, was doing this podcast today. But no, seriously, my biggest fear would probably be like Matt, but you know, going back to where I was before, but just losing everything that I have worked so hard to regain. I have, you know, my family, you know, my children are back in my life, and that's my biggest fear, is losing that connection with my children. I just love, and I'm so grateful to have, you know, my children in my life. I still have one that I'm trying to regain that connection with.
I do as well.
But that's my biggest fear, is losing that connection with my children.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I wondered if ours might be this, because that's well, heights, number one. Heights, snakes, crickets. And
Crickets.
also terrified of crickets.
Yeah.
Scared to death. They can jump. Like they could be in your hair and you wouldn't know
that's
it.
my biggest fear, is them getting in my hair.
And you know how when you get them to go fishing and they're in that little bat, you put them in the little cardboard sack and they,
No.
yuck,
Yeah.
no. So crickets, and also losing what my life that I have gotten back.
Yeah.
You know, going
'Cause
back.
it can be an instant, you know. It doesn't, you know, just one little
Absolutely.
second, and it's gone, and you know, it's just.
And you know, it took years and years and years well, 3, you know, to get back. Like, I'm just now, there's stuff that I'm still just getting back, you know. I don't know if I would have it in me to rebuild all over again, you know, if I lost it. So,
yeah, I understand that. What about you, Michelle?
Okay,
Michelle.
so besides snakes, that's like my biggest fear is like that's like a strange fear, you know. But like as far as like sobriety, like what I've gained and what I'm afraid to lose, I haven't had to bury a close like relative, and like my grandma, she's in bad health. And that's like a real big fear that's kind of like in the back of my mind is, you know, how am I going to handle that? So like that's one thing I try to that I've tried to prepare for, you know, try to be on top of my game, you know, like make sure I reach out to people because like she's dealing with like pneumonia and things of that nature. So,
right.
Yeah.
I think that's important to you know, like if me and my mom ever have a little argument or something, like I always call her right back, and I'm like, "Hey, I know we're mad. Like, you know, I love you, right? Like,
Right.
you know, you just don't. You know,
never
my
know.
parents are older, so I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I'll ask my personal question.
Okay.
Who was your biggest teenage crush?
Oh,
Famous person.
okay, I'll go first.
teenage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
Your biggest crush as a younger person.
Okay.
Well, I had two.
Of course
The
you
biggest.
did.
Now you got to pick one.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
From Home Improvement?
Yeah.
I had forgotten all
I
about
thought
him.
he was just gorgeous. You know.
Remember
yeah.
Devin Sawa?
That was
He
the other
right
one.
in yes, girl. I love me some Devin Sawa. Yeah. Good ones, Michelle. So mine is really weird because he was old and I was really young. But Patrick Swayze, I was obsessed with Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing,
and
yeah.
I had a huge, like, life-size poster of him, like, in that wife beater and his black jeans
Oh,
in my
yeah.
room. Yeah,
Patrick Swayze,
Yeah,
he
that
was
was my
fun.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Amanda?
Rick Springfield.
Rick Springfield?
I wanted to
Rick
be.
rolled.
Yep, I wanted to be Jesse's girl so bad.
Oh, is that who that is? That's who sings that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that was his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so.
I'll have to
funny.
Google him as soon as we.
I wanted to be Jesse's girl, but
That's awesome.
yeah.
All right, you got a question?
You didn't answer yours.
Well, no one else has been answering it.
But I
Mine
just
was
wanna know.
Winona Ryder.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I love Winnie.
Yeah. What you
Okay.
got?
So my recovery question is, who has been your biggest inspiration during your recovery journey?
Oh,
Wow,
Well, that's a good one.
that is a good one.
biggest inspiration.
I don't know. I take inspiration. Biggest is a hard one. I take inspiration from a lot of people. You know, Rocky Doom was a big one for me. Any of the guys who were younger that actually, you know, like, because, you know, I was a little older. It's really impressive to me when I see a young guy in recovery actually grasp this and try to apply it and change their life. Because when I was young, I wasn't listening to
wasn't
anybody. I
hearing it,
wasn't
yeah.
ready. So those are two of my biggest since I've been in recovery.
Probably my friend Stacy. She was, you know, my director when I went through, and then we've stayed really close friends after. But she just demonstrates what recovery is. She's kind to people. She is always humble, always generous, always just classy. You know, she's a lady, and she that I definitely aspire to be like her for sure.
I would have to say that my mother has been my biggest inspiration. My mother is strong. She's beautiful. She's independent. She is just everything that I have always wanted to be. She's my best friend. She's my number one fan. She's always been there for me no matter what. She's everything to me. And you know, she's not one of us.
Right.
But she's just always been there for me, and she gives the best advice. I haven't always taken it, but it's always been there for me, and she's my biggest inspiration. And I just don't know what I would do without her, but she was there for me every step of the way through my recovery, and she's there for me today. And I know she has my back no matter what.
It's awesome.
It is. It's great. But she inspired me through when I was in treatment. She was there, and she's been there for me through. If I run into an issue today, I know I can talk to her about anything, and she may not understand, everything,
Right.
but she tries her best, and she does whatever she can for me. But she's my biggest inspiration. She's an amazing woman, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for her.
That's awesome.
I can definitely relate. My mom has been my
Mine
rock
too.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
that's
too, for
that's
sure.
what I meant to say was my mom.
Yeah. Mom, if you're listening.
Because you.
All right,
Okay.
Amanda, I think it's your turn.
Okay, I think I want to ask a fun or silly question.
Yes,
All
please
right.
do.
How long would you last in the zombie apocalypse?
Oh, I'm making it. I was in the I lived in the zombie apocalypse for years. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm
think
hanging
so?
in there pretty good.
You think
I feel like I would last too. I used to talk about now. I mean, this was when I was in the madness, but I was like, I'm gonna be the guy who was like the English teacher, but now he's leading the army. like I'm gonna be that guy in the
You would
apocalypse.
be.
Yeah, you have good like survival instincts and
Yeah,
stuff. So
I
I
mean-
feel like
You would.
yeah,
I'd last.
yeah.
I think I would
You're
do
gonna-
very well too. I feel like I'm strategic and smart. Definitely smarter than zombies, I would hope.
You could. That's what I was gonna say.
I would hope.
Yeah, I feel like you could boss the zombies,
She
or
could be
you know what I
giving the
mean.
orders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell them zombies who's who, what's what.
I think I would last maybe until like the running water ran out, and then
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
that's
I'm
gonna suck.
I'm
There
done.
would be some rough times for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna suck. Very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Very good
That
question.
is fun.
Okay, I'm gonna do a silly one too. How old were you when you had your first kiss? Dan, do you remember?
I definitely remember my first kiss. It was at Sadie Hawkins in 6th grade.
Not the Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cute.
So she had to ask
Yeah.
him to do that.
I did. Yeah.
Good stuff. Mine's actually very romantic. I was 11 and I was in a pool in Gulf Shores. I'm going to say it was at sunset with a little bit, but I don't know.
Mine wasn't romantic at all. I was in, I think it was 4th grade, and we played a game at recess where the girls would try to chase the boys and capture them and pin me down and, kiss
Oh, so
me.
yours was traumatic.
I mean, I wasn't
Sorry to
fighting
bring
too
that
hard. I wasn't fighting too hard, but it probably wasn't the girl that I would have picked, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. My first kiss was at a dance as well, but I was in 7th grade, and when on the car ride home, my mom asked me, she was like, "You didn't kiss any boys, did you?" And I answered yes, thinking that, you tell the truth. And then she got so mad at me, and she was like, "Amanda, boys that age still pick their nose." So then I was really grossed out and didn't kiss a boy for a long time. So, but yeah, 7th grade for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still pick my nose.
I know. I
he's still
see you
real
all the
gross.
time. Yeah,
My mom always tell me to stop.
yeah
but
I tell you every
never
day.
listen. All right, I'll do my recovery question. What is your number one favorite thing about working in recovery?
Getting to see someone, there's a handful of people, I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about, that seems like I was too far gone, to look at them, you would think it's not going to get any better. They're not. And then to actually see, doesn't happen all the time, but the few times that we do get to see that, somebody completely turn it around and, they're just a different person. That's definitely it for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Mine is similar. I enjoy working in recovery because when I worked in treatment, I enjoyed seeing, them come in and they're broken and, see the light bulbs come on and see people, how they grow and they change. But now working here at Turning Point, I enjoy, doing the one-on-ones and helping people, getting their life back together and seeing how, they the tools that they use in recovery to stay on track. And, I also learn from them, just as much, working in recovery, it's not so much as about what you can help them with, but they also help you and, help me maintain my recovery and help keep me sober. Because I learn stuff every day. I get suggestions from them, and I hear their different points of view, and it's just, I feel like learning in recovery, I remain teachable, and I learn stuff every day.
Absolutely.
From the people that I work with the people that I work with, and also the clients. I just love working in recovery. It just helps.
You're very good at it. Thank you. You can tell you love it. You're very, very good at it.
Let me say that I love it one more time.
I love celebrating the milestones, when they get their first job, when they get that check, when they get their house, their car, I love that. It's like, yay, I get to, celebrate with them and, encourage them that they can get to that next step,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I love the most.
Yep.
It's a good.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's the same with me, man. I just love seeing the light come on, and it keeps me sober, which is awesome.
It does, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that recovery from substance use disorder and mental health go hand in hand? That is why the caring and compassionate mental health professionals at Four Rivers Behavioral Health in Paducah are here to help you find your balance. They are proud of you for making the changes necessary to live a healthier life and would love to see you reach your full potential. Give them a call at 270-442-7121 or stop by the downtown location at 425 Broadway in Paducah, Kentucky.
Hey y'all, did you know it's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland because they get lonely? Here at Turning Point, we don't want you to ever be lonely either. That's why we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Always feel free to come hang with our friendly staff, and don't forget your guinea pig. We're located at 415 Broadway Street, downtown Paducah.
All right, Michelle, you got one more question?
Yeah, my fun question. If you had 2 wishes, what would you wish for and why?
Oh, wow.
2. We don't get 3, we get 2.
Well,
okay, so that narrows it down. Okay, all right.
All right. Peace on earth.
Yeah.
Of course.
And to not have to work. I don't really need money as long as I just don't want to have to work. Just enough to where I don't have to work all the time.
Just don't have to
When you
work.
can just come in here whenever you want to.
Yeah, where I can do it to give back and help others without having to do it. You know.
That doesn't sound
Like
too
4 or
bad.
5 hours a day instead of the full 9.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. 3.5. Yeah. Mine would be obviously world peace or no more school shitty. Something
Right.
great for the world, and then a house on the beach.
Oh, nice.
A paid for, don't have to work for it, with a housekeeper. Does that still
yes.
count as
Gotta
one?
add the
Yes.
housekeeper.
A house on the beach with a housekeeper.
Absolutely, the housekeeper.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe just a housekeeper. Now that'd be enough. I mean,
I would have to say a cure for cancer.
absolutely.
Just because as a cancer survivor, that would be a number 1.
Yep.
And number 2, I would probably do something for my mother. It'd probably be something for my mom. I would probably say all her bills be paid, but you know what? I don't
yes.
think she has a problem with that, but I would probably something for my mom. I don't know what,
Yeah.
but it would be a wish for something for my mom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's awesome.
That's all of mine.
Yeah.
Did you answer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You started. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I still have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of similar to what Matt asked a while ago. What made you decide to choose a career in recovery?
Well, graduating recovery, part of, the program I work of AA is to help others and give back. And like I said earlier, going into peer mentoring, I knew I had to, in order to do that, I was going to have to learn how to talk to people, walk people through the steps. So I started I peer mentored so I could learn that process, teach classes, work with guys one-on-one, walk them through the steps, get more practice doing that. And as I did, I enjoyed that. I didn't know if I would. I really didn't even want to do it, but I felt the need to apply. I got the job, and I loved doing it. And then, you know, several of the guys who had come through there came to work here, and we came to Turning Point throughout the program. We got to come down here. So, you know, once again, no one encouraged me to come apply, but I applied. And, you know, and I love it. I love it to this day. I love working in recovery. I did it because I knew that's what I needed to do. I wanted to baby step my way out of recovery because I've seen so many people run straight back home and they ended up relapsing or something. And I knew we had to change everything. We had to change our surroundings. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know?
You're great at it.
Yes, yes, you are.
Thanks.
That's the only time I'm going to say that, but mine would be like I answered that other question. So, you know, as someone who's been through treatment more times than, you know, they can count, just those people out there that feel hopeless, the ones that think, you know, like, I just want people to see that there is hope, like there is a chance, you know what I mean? That would, and like he said, with doing something different, I had always done restaurant work, and it just was not conductive. Is that the conductive to my sobriety? Conducive.
Conducive.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. It was not conducive to my sobriety. So doing something different, you know, was a big part for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You were good at it as well.
Thank you.
Yes, you're great
Thank
at
you.
it.
So for me, I knew that I needed to stay connected. And I was afraid that if I didn't stay working in recovery, that my job that I was going to get outside of recovery was going to interfere. And I knew that I would enjoy it. I applied for the peer mentor job at Trilogy. I didn't get it, but I did stay in phase 2. And during phase 2, I got to help teach classes and was helping, you know, my younger sisters do their homework and just kind of breaking down things to them in the Recovery Dynamics book. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I just really wanted to kind of be the voice for recovery. Like, look, this works. Like, it worked for me.
There is hope. Yeah.
This is how far gone I was. And you are just as worthy and you can do it.
Right.
And, you know, and it's worked for me, and I love my job.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up every day and want to come in, and
That's great.
you know, it brings so much joy into my life. And it's a job that I can be proud of too. You know,
absolutely.
My kids love that I work in recovery. Whenever they tell their friends, you know, my mom works at recovery. Like, her job is so cool.
Oh,
You know,
that's
and
awesome.
I score points with the cool kids. So.
yeah, you do.
And you're good at it too, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yes,
if
you are.
it's cool to them, then it has to really be
Has to be
cool.
cool.
You know what I mean?
Yes. You're awesome.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you got another
I have one more. Yes,
Yeah.
this one's not super. Well, no, it's not personal. It's funny. What song best describes you?
Wow.
We can.
I mean,
Oh, there's so many.
We can. I can't think of one for me. If that makes it any bit like, I can think of a lot, but not.
I know it's going to be long pauses as everyone
Yeah.
tries to think.
Pretty much any song by Tool, I think. would-
Describes you.
Yeah.
Not only do you love it,
Well,
but
not-
Any
just
song by Tool.
Well, not any song, but just Tool in general. Just
Yeah.
Tool.
that's
Yeah.
That's Amanda.
Oh my goodness.
What do you got, Michelle?
I don't have anything yet.
I know, like, I thought
Don't
it was
pressure
the
me.
coolest question ever, but then I was like, what song does best describe me? Like,
Yeah, I know that I'm going to think of one that I really like 10 minutes after we leave.
yeah,
this
we'll share it on the
Yeah,
next podcast.
yeah.
Tune
Yeah.
in next time to get the
To be
answer.
continued.
I mean, I can tell you what kind of music I like to listen to, you
Yeah,
know.
but
It's not the question.
Not the
I know.
question, Michelle.
Can I just manipulate it to
Yeah.
make it fit me?
It's a thinker.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can have the answers the next time. Be thinking.
Yeah. To be continued.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got one more too. Which one? Oh, my fun, silly one.
Oh, yes.
Would you rather have superpowers or be even more beautiful than you already are?
Superpowers.
Superpowers.
Like, I have been on a kick here recently, like watching all of the Marvel and DC comic movies. Like last night, I watched Spider-Man: Homecoming. So
That's a
so
great
that's
film.
definitely superpowers.
What superpower would you have?
I don't know, but I love Iron Man. Like, he's my favorite.
He's just smart and has money.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have
good-looking.
power.
And he is very good looking.
So I could be
He's very good looking. Yes. Yeah.
And be good.
But he doesn't
get
have
both.
powers, though.
He really
I
does.
mean,
He just has a
Yes.
suit.
That is powerful.
But the suit has power, right?
No, he's just
Yes, it does.
it's a robotic suit that he wears.
Yeah, that's true.
In Spider-Man last night, he literally sealed the ship back together with like his palm with
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
the lasers he shoots out of his suit.
gives him power.
Semantics. It's okay.
Agree to
Great.
disagree. It's fun. No.
You said superpowers
I said
too?
superpowers,
And what
yes.
superpower would you have?
Well, I wasn't planning on getting that specific. I would probably like to fly. I think I'd like to fly.
Flying would be so cool.
It would be.
cool. Might conquer my fear of heights too.
I would like to fly. I would like that to be my superpower.
Yes.
Sarah, what did you say?
I didn't answer, but I'm obviously going to feel like a horrible person if I pick the latter now. If I'm like, I'd like to be more beautiful. So obviously that's not what I was going to say. I would
no, but
definitely
now you
pick-
just did answer that. That pretty much
didn't happen. That's not.
That's what
that's
I
not how I
heard.
remember it.
And I was all prepared to say, "Wow, that really speaks volumes to you, ladies. Choosing superpowers," and then you ruined it.
Wah, wah. No, I would. It would be wise to pick superpowers.
You could use them to help a lot of people.
You can.
But see, now I feel bad because flying doesn't really help anybody.
It does.
I mean, you might be able to like
Selfish. No.
fly
You
in
could
and
rescue
swoop
people
a child.
that
Good.
quicker
Okay.
than
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Now
I wish
feel
that I could
better.
make it rain.
weather control.
Yeah, weather control. Yeah, or make the sun like not.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I wish I had weather
Like
control.
not
Weather
what
control.
bright.
Not radiating into you know, like when it's too hot, I can just like,
You just want.
scooch it over a little bit.
I know exactly what you want. You want temperature control.
Oh, yes, she does.
Control of the elements in
A
general
nice-
would be nice.
a nice
yeah.
wind.
Yeah, a nice crisp breeze whenever I want it.
Oh yeah, that's great. All right, well, that's everybody's questions. This was fun. I'm
was
glad we
fun.
did this.
Time,
You
yeah.
know, something different. You know, we like to have fun here, man, and especially at Turning Point and in recovery, fun is important to me, and I think all of us. And I love getting to work with you, ladies. It's an honor and a pleasure. We watch us on YouTube. Click the link in the description. Follow us. Subscribe.
Keep coming
We also
back.
on we're also have audio versions on Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean, all of them. So look us up. Stay grateful.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Have a good day.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction or in recovery and needs guidance, speak with Turning Point's team of peer support specialists by calling 270-444-3621. You are not alone, and we are proof that recovery is possible.